Hey everybody, it's Dana and welcome back to the Valentine's Day card series for 2021, and this is day 3. Remember, day 2 is up on the blog. So for today's card, we're going to be using products from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to use this adorable stencil here called Hot Lips. And this stamp set here called For My Sweets. I love this stamp set. I love everything in this stamp set, and I think it's going to work gorgeous. Next, I'm going to use some inks as well from Simon Says Stamp, and I will have all the products listed below. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to bring out my Waffle Flower mat because I like this mat, especially if I'm doing some coloring and I don't want to mess up my pad underneath. I am using Neenah Solar White 80-pound cardstock for this. And I'm just going to go ahead and prepare this stencil. Now, anytime I use a stencil, I like to use pixie spray, especially when I have thin parts to my stencil. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my box, and I'm just going to lightly spray the pixie spray. Now, if you're not familiar with pixie spray, it's just a spray that leaves a light tack on your stencil. I don't know if you can really see it in the video, but it just leaves a little bit of a tack to the bottom or the back side of your stencil. So when you go to stencil, you know that your stencil is not going to move. So once I have that in place, I'm just going to make sure I evenly place the lips down. I want to make sure that when I have this on my card panel, my lips are kind of spread evenly. I like to rub down my stencil just to make sure I have everything in place, and then I can start bringing in my colors. So first I'm going to start off with Cotton Candy. That's going to be the lightest of my pinks. Now, if you watched video day 1, you would know that I said these colors for these cards are going to be very similar in the color palette. I'm keeping with the pinks and the slight purples, and I think that just makes for my card series to be a little bit more cohesive. I'm lightly bringing in that pink. Again, remember, if you're making cards, you do not have to make them in the traditional Valentine's Day colors. Pick whatever color scheme works for you. You can easily do this in shades of purple, brown, reds, greens. You know, there's crazy lipstick colors out there. So remember, it does not have to be the traditional reds or pinks. Once I have that layer down, I'm going to come in with my Hollyhock. That is my next darker shade. And I'm not going to go over everything here. I just want some of that deeper color in just spots, almost like a gradient. Now, if I had a gradient ink pad, that would be fantastic. I can just really swipe across that one ink pad and get that variation. But you can see you can easily do this with a blending brush. So I'm not covering up all of the light color. I'm just coming in with some of that darker color. As you can see, I'm not changing out my brush either. Next, I'm going to come in with the Doll Pink. That is my darkest shade, and I'm just going to add some of that in. Now, this is just going to give a nice variation in my lips. You can easily do this with just one color if you prefer, but I just want to be able to see the variant or various different pink shades. I'll just add a little bit of that. I don't want to go overboard because I do not want this to be like the dominant color. I just want to have some of that here and there. Once I have this done, I want to wipe down this stencil because I want to put on some Glitz glitter gel. So I'm just going to use my rag, and I'm just going to go back and forth to pick up some of that ink before I bring in my Glitz glitter gel. I'm also just going to make sure to take it off the side just in case my Glitz glitter gel gets onto my mat as well. This is the Iridescent Glitz glitter gel. I absolutely love this stuff. Absolutely love it. It's going to give my lips a nice shine. So I like to mix up my Glitz glitter gel before I come to it. And then I always like to start at the top of my stencil and work down. So I'll just place it at the top and then work down. This also allows like some of these more delicate pieces to kind of not get hooked on my palette knife. Now you can also use plastic palette knives, but like I've said in previous videos, if you take care of your tools will take care of you. I've had this palette knife for years, and it's because I take care of it. Once I'm done using any kind of gel, I make sure to wipe it off, and it's easy for me to maintain that tool for a long time. So once I have all of my lips covered, I'm just going to gently scrape very lightly just to get off any of the excess I have. And also once I scrape, if I have any areas I need to fill in, I can go back with that excess. Now, as you can see, our lip color has toned down quite a bit, but I do still have that variation of color even under the Glitz glitter gel. Absolutely love this stuff. Now it's reveal time and I get to pull back that stencil, and I'm being extra careful because I do have those fine lines in there, the fine lines of the grooves of the lips. So I'm gently pulling this back to reveal these gorgeous, shimmery, hot lips. Oh my God, how pretty is that? Look at the shine on the lips. All right, I'm going to set this aside to dry. Next, I want to come in with another lip. So I'm going to pull out that solid lip from the All the Sweets stamp set, or For My Sweet stamp set. And these lips happen to match perfectly with the Hot Lip Stencil. I'm going to keep with the same colors on this. I do not want to change my colors. So I'll go ahead and place my lip down on, this is 80-pound cardstock. I would go ahead and pick that out with my Misty. Now what I love about using the Misty tool with this is that I can stamp repeatedly. I'm just going to condition my stamp just with my fingers, and I'm going to start with the hot pink. Now, using a hot pink, I can go directly to my stamp, but instead I'm going to use my little blending tool here because I don't want to cover the whole thing. I want it to be nice and light so I can build up that gradation that I did on my background. So I'm just lightly tapping on that color here and there, getting just a light coat of it down. Again, you could easily do this with your regular ink pad as well. So I'll get that color on there, and I'm going to go ahead and close my lid and press down. Now I'm going to have a very soft shade of that pink. I am going to go back in and just hit some of the corners that I missed. I'll press down that one corner. That's what's so great about the Misty. And now I have everything the way I need it to be. One more time on that corner. And I think that looks good. Next, I'm going to switch out, and I'm going to go into that doll pink. So again, I'm using my blending tool for this, and I'm really just dabbing that around the edges of the lip. Again, remember, I want to have a little bit of variation in this. So I'll close my lid. I'll make sure the pink is where I want it. I'm going to deepen that up just a little bit. Again, right around the edges. And this is what's so awesome about using a blending tool on this kind of image, because you really can get that beautiful variation without overlaying too hard. I hope that makes sense when I say that. So I'm not really trying to build up a lot of color. I just want a variation of color. So once I lift that up, I'm going to have a really nice gradient lip color. Love this. All right, once I have that done, I'm going to make sure it matches perfectly. Love that. And then I'm going to fussy cut out those lips. I'm not sure if there are dies for this stamp set. I think there might be, but I'm not sure. So once I have my lips done, I'm going to bring back in that panel. And I like it, but I think I want to darken up the corners of my lips, like if these lips had a lip liner. So I'm just taking that doll pink again, and I'm going right around that lip, just where I fussy cut. Just going to accentuate that as if, like I said, my lips had a lip liner on it. And once I get that done, I am going to go back in and fussy cut right to that line because I really didn't want to have that white border. So once I have the pink in place, I can go back in and just fussy cut around my lips, and it will just give me that nice pink edge and not white, because to me, the white on this white background was just too much. It was just too much, honestly. And having that little bit shades of pink, it really does make my lips look like I had some liner on them. That's how I do my makeup. I always outline my lips first and then put in my color. So why not do it on my card as well? So I like that a lot better. All right, so now we can go ahead and start building up this card. I'll go ahead and remove that out, and I want to add a sentiment before I put everything together. So I'm going to go back to that stamp set, and I'm going to grab that tiny I love you, and that's going to fit perfectly in between my hearts. I'll grab a couple shades of pink, and I'm just going to use a small acrylic block. This acrylic block is from scrapbook.com, and I absolutely love this little block. Now I'm going to come in with that Hollyhock and place that in between. I'm going to use two shades. I'm going to use the Hollyhock, and I'm also going to use the doll pink. I'm just going to test it first, and then I can start bringing it to my card. And using that tiny little acrylic block is going to allow me the opportunity to squeeze in all of those I love yous. I make sure that the I love you is also running off my page, because if this was paper that I got from a paper pad, it will be doing that. The design will be running off the page. Love how simple this card is. Now I can go ahead and put this on a white card base. The card base I have today is Neenah Solar White 110-pound card base. And remember, all of the products I use today are listed below. And if you're new to my channel and you like what I'm creating, make sure to subscribe. I'm almost at 10,000, you guys. I cannot believe it. So please make sure that if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and subscribe. Place the videos in your playlist and make sure to share as well. I greatly appreciate all of your support. Leave a comment below too on what color lipstick that you would have for these hot lips. I'll go ahead and press that down onto my card base. Now all that's left is to pop up my little lips. But you know me, you guys, I need to have dimension on my cards, and I also need to have a little bit of shimmer. Now, there is a lot of shimmer on this card already, so I really don't need to go crazy. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put these lips. Now, again, you can leave this part out. You don't necessarily have to have the extra lip, and this card would be beautiful just like that. But I do like to have a tad bit of dimension on my cards. This will also be pretty cool if you cut out one of the lips in the Hot Lips stencil, and then turn those lips into a little bit of a shaker card. That would be really fun too. I'll just pull off the backings of my foam, and then I can go ahead and place this on here. Just trying to figure out where I want it. If I want it in the center, I think I want a little bit off to the side. I think that looks perfect right over that I love you. Now, since I have shimmer on the other lips, I'm going to bring in shimmer, of course, on my top lip. And I'm just going to do that by using my shimmer pin. And this shimmer pin is from scrapbook.com. I'll just go around this lip really quickly. And then guess what, you guys? This card is done. So remember, day 1 is here. Day 2 is on the blog. Day 3 is here. Day 4 is on the blog. And day 5 is right back here. Look how beautiful this card is, you guys. I love it. All right, great, you guys. I will see you on the blog tomorrow, and I will see you right back here on Friday. Until then, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.